Hello everyone, it is Christmas cake decoration day. So I have my Christmas cake there ready to decorate. I also have some icing supplies. I've got some marzipan, some ready to roll icing, and I've got some already rolled icing as well, which is in a roll that I wanted to show you. Some icing sugar, which we use to help roll things out, some apricot jam, and I've got a few decorations in here. Over this side I've got a box over here and a little round like cake bottom to put underneath the cake and some ribbon. So what I'm going to do to start with is move this cake to one side and just show you the marzipan and the icing. Right, just before I show you that, I just want to show you my little helper. Phoebe's helping me and she has her little Rudolph apron on, all ready to help. So let's get started. Right, so to start, we are going to cover in marzipan. Now, I've just bought this ready-to-roll marzipan. You can get this from most supermarkets, and any make, it doesn't really matter, just whatever you want to do. Now, if you don't like marzipan, you can just completely miss this step out. To cover it in marzipan, I normally just do the top like a little ring. And what you need to do is to measure the top. So this is an 8-inch cake, because it goes to the 8-inch mark across the top. Okay, so we'll move this cake to the side so Phoebe can look after that there. She's on her little step there, and we get the marzipan. Let's just open this out. Now you can cover the whole cake in marzipan if you want, but I think just a bit on the top is nice. So we're doing like a little circle. That's what we'll need to be doing. So this is what the marzipan looks like inside. You can get marzipan that's sort of higher, you know, sort of a stronger taste, but I think for home cooking, I think this is absolutely fine. So what we want to do is we just want to work the marzipan a little bit, and for the board, normally we obviously would use flour if we're rolling things out, but when you're doing things like this, you can't use flour because the taste will be really disgusting. So we have to use icing sugar, and that acts as and does the same job that flour would do, say if you was rolling pastry out or cookies or something. Okay, so you put a little bit on, obviously make sure that your work surface is clean before you start, and you want to flour, as we would say, or put some icing sugar over your rolling pin, and that just stops everything just sticking to the work surface and sticking to your rolling pin as well. So we need to make a 8-inch sort of round shape. Now you can do this various ways, but what you can do is if you have like a little bit of card or cardboard, you can actually cut a little circle out as a you know, as like a template sort of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work this a little bit, not too much, but it's a real kind of hard block at the moment, and then I'm going to roll the marzipan out. Right, so what I've done, rather than just cutting a template out, I've put the cake on top of the marzipan and literally just cut with my knife. I just went round the edge like that and cut it. So hopefully when it's when I lift this off, it should be around about the same shape. So let's do that now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is to put some apricot jam into a bowl. Now, you want jam that hasn't really got bits in it, like seeds and pips and stuff like that. So that's why we use apricot jam. It acts as a glue, basically. So I'll just put some in a bowl. And I can't find my little pastry brush, so what I would normally do is paste it on with a pastry brush, but I can't find that, so I'm just going to mix it around a little bit. And that is going to be used to stick this little circle of marzipan on. So I'm just going to clear this area a little bit and bring the cake back in. Okay, so we've just moved the camera down just so I don't have to move too much about. So I'm just going to get some apricot jam and pop some on the top. Now you don't need a lot. It's literally just to act as a very, very, very thin layer of glue. Okay, so you can use the back of a spoon or you can use one of the little pastry brushes if you've got one of those. So I don't want to put any more on than this. I've probably put a bit too much on anyway, but that should be okay. And then I'll just get my circle rub off a little bit of the icing sugar that's on the bottom, and then place that on the top of the cake, and as if by magic it fits. That means the top of the cake is the same size as the bottom of the cake. That's great. Okay, so that's the top part with the marzipan on. So what I'm going to do now is just clear a couple of these bits away, and we'll get ready for rolling out the main icing. Now I have got a ready rolled icing pack, and I've got a pack to roll, so I'll see what we can use. Right, so we've cleared the way here. So I'm going to try, if I can, and use this ready rolled icing just purely for ease. Now I'm going to give it a go and see if it fits. So we will still need to put some apricot jam on, just the same as before. I'm just going to take this out of the packet. So it just comes in a little tube like this. And in any case, we will need to cover the cake with the jam. So we'll do that before we try. So it just comes on a roll. If I can just show you, I'll just eke the edge out there. It just comes already done. So we'll see if it fits. If it doesn't, I've got some icing to do. So I'm just going to cover the cake now with the apricot jam, and I'm just going to do it exactly the same way. But just be careful that I can sort of get it around the sides, but don't put too much on. Right, so I've gone all over it with the jam. Any big bits, Phoebe's just helped me pick out any of the big clumpy bits of apricot. So I'm just going to unroll here this icing. Okay. And you've got a little tube inside, so I'm just going to use that little tube just to roll it back on, and that just helps me to lift it up. Okay, sorry I'm out of shot a little bit, but I've got limited space here because I'm just trying to show you all as well. So okay, we'll just unravel this very carefully and place this over the top and hope it fits. Okay, and all you do is just put it down around like this. The good thing is it is going to fit, so I can save my big packet, because it does make life easier. I know it's cheating it, but and I normally roll it all out myself, but I thought if I could get one, then that would be fine. And Phoebe's helping me as well today with her little apron, which I do appreciate. I don't know if any of you watched that programme on TV a few nights ago where they were making the Christmas cakes. Oops, sorry, just not the camera. Christmas cakes for Marks and Spencer's. That was a real production line, so to speak. Like all the people that are involved in them. There's so many people working for them. So, okay, I'm just going to finish flattening this and cut around the bottom. Right, I'm just going to show you, when you cut it, don't cut it too high up. Kind of give yourself a little bit more room, all right? So get yourself a sharp knife and go around the edge, but it's quite hard to do this on camera because exactly where my camera tripod is exactly where I need to be. So I'm just going to do a little bit. So you just go around the edge. It's just like this, but give yourself a little bit more room just so you're not cutting it too short. So I'm just going to do that now. So all I've done as well is after I've cut the bits off, I've just kind of patted it with the knife. I don't know if you can see there, just kind of brought it in so there's no bits sticking out at the bottom. And then we're going to make some glue paste with some icing sugar and water. So you just pop a little bit in a bowl like this, and this is this works as an adhesive to stick on what you need. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water in this bowl now and just make up some glue. Right, so decoration wise, I bought these from eBay and a lady made these for me. I haven't got the link, but if you type in, you know, icing or personalised icing, she's made these. So this spells out Merry Christmas. So I'll get these out, and there's also some little sparkly snowflakes in there as well. So I'm going to take these out, and these will, as I say, spell out Merry Christmas. The other thing I'm going to put on is this little Santa Claus. It looks like he's coming out of a chimney. So what I'm going to do now is just to get all these letters out of this tub that have been safely packed away in there, and I will show you what we're going to do with them next. I've just had a play about with the letters, and the letters are too big to put in any other way. So in order to be able to read them, we've got to have the Merry at the top and the Christmas around the bottom. And we're going to pop our little Santa in the middle here. So we need to now stick the letters on, and I'm just going to show you how we do that. So you have to be really delicate. So you can use a little teaspoon if you want, or I've got a little tiny cocktail stick, and you just put some of this little glue mixture, which is just icing sugar and water, on the back, and they then just go straight onto the cake. So you're best to set your letters out first exactly as you want them, because otherwise you will get in a pickle, and once you start sticking, that's going to be it. So I'm going to go around all of them now and stick on the letters one by one with this mixture. Right, so they're all done. They're all stuck down. They didn't take too long. I just put some Christmas songs on and sort of sang away to those with Phoebe while she sat with me. Now, all I'm going to do now is put some icing around the bottom of this little Santa in the chimney. So I'm just doing that. Sorry, I'm off camera at the moment, but I'm just concentrating a little bit. So I'll get that round there, and he will then, oops, sorry, not the camera as well. I'm just going to put him in the middle of the cake so it looks like he's springing out of the cake. Okay, so very carefully, I'll just lift the camera up a bit so you can see him there. And that should just set itself, so I'm not going to touch that, I'm just going to leave it. So what I need to do now is to pop the ribbon around the bottom. Now, some red ribbon would look nice with this, but I found this in the cake shop and I thought it was quite sweet with the little Santa hats on. So I'm just going to push the cake back there. And all this does at the bottom is it just hides this little part along the bottom that's probably not as neat as it could be. So I'm going to measure the ribbon and always tie or sort of fasten it at the back. So that's the part that you can't see. So I'm just going to cut some off here. And maybe Phoebe wants that little bit of ribbon. Do you, Phoebe, that spare bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can play with that. Phoebe's got all the little bits and pieces that are extra. She's got the marzipan and the icing, everything. So she's making her own little concoction next to me. So to fasten the ribbon on, what you need to do is to get your little icing mixture, pop a little tiny dab on the ribbon and stick that to the back of the actual cake itself, and that will just literally glue on. And then you do exactly the same thing with the other side. So you're putting one piece of ribbon on top of the other, and I'm just holding that back there, and that literally is that glued on. Right, the board that I have is this little snowman board here. So let's move the cake. I'm just going to move it over slightly, and we'll pop him onto here. Let's put that back there. I'm trying to do it on camera, but I also don't want to drop it. So let's pick this cake up and we'll put it on the middle of the board like that. Bring that back into shot. There's the dog's barking. We bark at anything that moves out the front, so just centralise that a little bit. Make sure the ribbon's down, and there we have it. And I'm just going to, I'm going to put my nail through it then. I'm just going to move this about here and show you the box. And there it is. There's the finished cake. It's not elaborate. It's not too fancy. It's just a Christmas cake with decorations on. That's literally all it is, and it's not hard to decorate. Just don't be scared of doing it. Just give it a go. If it goes wrong, just start again or try again next year. You know, don't beat yourself up over it. So that's it. That's the cake all ready for my friend Denise and her family. and she is feeling much better, for those of you that wished her well. So all I'm going to do now is pop this cake into this box, and it just slides in the side, and it literally just fits in with his little Santa hat, because I've just tried it. And that's it, and I'll give that to her for Christmas. There he is, Santa's in, he's all ready, his hat just literally fits in there. I'm not going to do anything else to it, put no other colours on it, because there's quite a few different colours on the board and the ribbon and the box anyway. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And that is all ready with the other bits and pieces that I've bought her, and I'm giving them to her on Friday evening. So today is Thursday. So I will put this up. It will probably be Saturday that this video goes up, just so I know that she's seen it before anybody else. So thank you for watching my little cake journey, and that's the finished article. And I'll see you again for the same thing next year. Take care for now, guys. Bye.